my lovelies. Well, today I'm going to make a semi-homemade vegetarian style pizza with things you may have in the refrigerator. Okay, simple, quick. It gives you your pizza fix. So stay tuned and join in on the fun. I opened a can of no salt added tomato paste, well, just natural tomato paste, and I'm going to make my own sauce from this. And here I have some fat-free mozzarella cheese from KRAFT. I love their cheeses because they actually, when you bite into it and you separate the slices, they spread and you see the cheese gluing down. So this is the two products also that I'm using. And then I have some pineapples that I opened. This is the pineapples in its natural juice. And I opened these, and I'm going to use half a serving, which is about 1/4 of a cup on my pizza, pineapples. And for my seasonings and spices, I'm using garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, and I'm also going to use some Parmesan cheese from KRAFT. That's what I'm going to use on my pizza. Now, let's get, oh, one other thing. Stay right there. The pizza. This right here is a pita bread, and it is Yasmin Bakery. So I'm going to use one of these, and I'm going to lay it on my parchment paper, which I already have here. And once I make my sauce, I'm going to spread the sauce on top, okay? So it's the Yasmin. I have is some mushrooms that I cut and rinsed, some onions, some broccoli, and also I diced in last the garlic. So I like to saute, or I would say boil, but not really cover, with water first, so that if I, once the water has cooked the vegetables, if it's still some remaining water left, I will, drain it. And then if I want to saute it with a little butter or a little olive oil, coconut oil, whatever I want to use, I do that after my vegetables are softened, so I won't have to keep on using oil to soften them. So this is the vegetables that I'm using. Like I said, broccoli, onions, mushrooms, garlic, and some bell pepper, green bell. Here what I'm going to do is I'm going to put about 1/3 cup of water, and I'm going to bring that to a boil. So while that is going on, in my homemade sauce, I am putting 1 pack of stevia, also some sea salt, and just a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. This tomato paste only has 20 milligrams of sodium. As you know, our bodies only need about 500 milligrams of sodium to be healthy. So you don't really need a lot of sodium, but the recommended amount, the RDA, is 2,400 milligrams. So I'm trying to watch the sodium. So we're going to, this is how it's going into that pot. We're going to just let that break it down. Put some oregano. I just like to eyeball it. I don't put too much oregano, because if you put too much oregano, the dried kind, it will actually start to taste like burnt a little bit. So I try to watch out for the oregano. So I just put onion powder and garlic powder, and then I'm just going to sprinkle in, because I'm going to use some of this on top. So I'm just going to sprinkle in some Parmesan cheese from KRAFT. So this is how it is looking so far. We're going to let that come to a boil and then let it simmer. Now, I like the tomato paste. Sometimes I use tomato sauce, which is, tomato sauce is just tomato paste with water. So just, you know, the tomato paste with water, put your little sauces and things like that in there. And let that come to a boil and simmer. I did put a little bit too much water in there, so I'm going to make enough to use at another time also. So we're going to let this go ahead and cook for about 5 to 10 minutes and simmer, and then we're going to go ahead and dress up our pizza. My sauce has cooked the way I like it, and I'm just going to go ahead and spread that sauce onto my pizza. Now, you can make your own crust, which I love to do with just some flour, yeast, salt, and all your spices. Or if you just want something quick, you can go ahead and buy whatever crust you like, whether it's gluten-free, whole grain, whole wheat, whatever kind of crust you like. You can go ahead and make it for your convenience like this. Now, also what I'm going to do is put my, I like to put my, and also I did forget to mention this, which is very important. Make sure you preheat your oven to 450 degrees. And make sure you set your rack as low as you can, closest to the bottom, so you can get that crispy thing going on. Okay, so we have our vegetables on our pizza. This is how it's turning out, see? And now we're going to use our mozzarella cheese, which I said this is fat-free from KRAFT, but regular cheese is also good. That's not fat-free because the fat actually is good for you in moderation. Fat is good for you in moderation, but for this one I chose fat-free. And then on top of that, I'm going to put my pineapples, which really gives it a Hawaiian feel. And I'm going to eyeball this, but I usually use about a teaspoon or two on top of my pizza. This Parmesan cheese grated from KRAFT. And also I do put about a teaspoon altogether of the garlic and onion. And then, like I said, with the oregano, I just sprinkle that a little bit, because if you put too much oregano, and for my taste, it just tastes burnt to me. So I do that, and then about little sprinkles of some more sea salt on top of that. Now, a lot of people don't like the non-stick sprays because of some of the ingredients that is in it, but I use this in moderation. But you're welcome to not use it, or you can use some butter on the sides, the edges for the crust, or olive oil, whatever kind of oil you want, or you can just leave it. Me, I'm just going to spray the crust that is like, that you can see around the edges. And I am going to use a little bit more of my garlic powder. And I'm just going to kind of tap it around the butter, so it can have that garlic flavor. Now, this is my vegetarian style pizza. And it's going in the oven for about, I would say, with this crust, I would say usually it takes me anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how crispy I like it that day. So stay tuned for the final result and the taste. Is how the pizza is turning out. I mean, I love it. You know, to me, it really looks authentic. So let's go ahead and slice this. How that pizza turned out. This is just regular convenience. Let's cut it out. Ooh, that's a little crispy. Got our pizza cutter. This is gonna give you 2 big slices. Ooh, look at that. Look at how nice that is. Or 4 regular slices. And it should have a lot of flavor, even in the sauce, even though it's made from tomato paste. Because you did put your sea salt and all of your little seasonings in it. And let's give it a taste. I mean, seriously. I'm watching the news about the weather. I'm tired of it. But I got pizza. So, try this pizza out for yourself. Really good, for real. Give it a thumbs up. And subscribe if you want more.